Hey guys, welcome back to Too Many Hobbies. Once again, I got 1 hour Skirmish Wargames hitting the table. It's a nice Sunday. I want to get a quick game in. Don't have a lot of time today, but that's what makes this rule set unique and great. It's got a great narrative, and you can always get a quick game in. Here we got the U.S. Army Rangers playing against the German Waffen SS. The Germans got a point or two higher than the Rangers there, but they got a bunch of infantrymen with a BAR and a leader with a morale of +1. The Germans have a +1 morale. They got a light machine gun with them, an assistant, and a few infantrymen. And the idea of this game is that the Rangers here are actually going to be coming into the town from this corner edge into the town, and their objective is to control this building right there, this storefront, to control the center of town. The Germans are going to be pre-deployed within the buildings and within the town. And let's go over terrain real quick. All buildings are hard cover. The bocage along the streets there are light cover. The woods are going to provide light cover when you're in them. You cannot, this is a thick, dense wood line right here this is representing. So you can't shoot through it to the other side. So as long as the unit's on the other side, they can't shoot. But once they're in the wood line, 2 inches on the edge, then you can shoot out of and through, and then the Germans can also shoot in. This building over there, the shop, it's hardcover as well. And I think that pretty much covers everything for the terrain. Alright, let's get started. Alright, we pre-deployed some Germans here. We got 2 guys, Waffen SS soldiers over here holding the town garage there. Got one up on the little roof line there. We got the leader with some men for a quick reaction force sitting right there. I was going to put a guy up there, but I didn't. And that's why the roof line's off. And I got the LMG up here, the highest point, waiting for anyone to come into his ambush zone. And the Rangers here are coming in from the table edge, as I said, and they're going to be moving in to assault this town. Alright, let's get started. And we're going to draw cards. The red are the Germans. The black deck here is the Americans. The first card they draw is a 9 and an 8. So it looks like the Americans are going to be going this turn first with the initiative. And they draw a 9. And they're going to have 9 actions. And which I think I'm going to do is we're going to there to there. And I'm going to bring the BAR up from here to there. And they also got some good cover. I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put him up here. And I just think I'm going to move this guy right up to here. That guy as well. Right there. That's 4 or 5. Yeah, we should have plenty. And actually, I think I'm going to bring this guy around to this way. And that's going to be it for the Americans. Not much going on in that first turn. And the Germans are going to draw a card of 6. And I think I'm going to put... Hang on one second. What I was going to say there, I had to go grab them real quick. I printed out a bunch of these 3D Overwatch markers. And I'm going to put this guy on Overwatch. This gentleman up here is going to be on Overwatch. So those 2 guys are on Overwatch. And I am going to put this guy, the LMG up top here. He's going to be on Overwatch. And we're going to call that the end for the German turn. So we're going to draw another card for the Americans. They have 4 actions. And I think what I'm going to do is start some chaos up and over here. I'm going to get this guy up and into the wood line. He's going to hop right up there for one action. He has a rifle. That guy's within 18 inches right there on the corner. I'm going to give him some, let's see, can I see him? Yeah, I'm going to give him some soft cover since he's not fully exposed. That's how I like to do it. So the American's going to draw a card. It's an 8, and the German pulls a king, so that shot misses. So the very next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this guy up and into here, and he's not going to be able to see him from that angle. And I don't believe the guy from the roof line can see him either. No, he cannot. I'm getting down. So that's 2 actions. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull this guy up and off of Overwatch, because this is what I would do if someone shot at me. He's going to be at that corner now, and he's actually going to take a shot at the first American that went in. It's a 9 and a 10, so nothing happens. So that was 2 actions for them. I'm going to pull this BAR. Actually, this guy's got a submachine gun. I'm going to bring him right up and into the wood line right here. You can see past that tree. Right there, through that tree and at that guy. He's going to take 2 shots. It's a king and a joker. Wow. So far, not a lot going on. Very close. But that's the end of that. There's no morale to take. There's no one down. So we're going to continue into the next turn. Turn 2. The Americans draw a 10. And the Germans draw a jack. So they are going to be going first. And they have 10 actions. Alright, we're continuing on now. The Germans got 10 actions, like I said. I think what they're going to do, I think the best thing is that LMG is going to come off this Overwatch, because he's going to open up with his machine gun right on that Ranger. Just enter the woods. That's 3 shots. We got a 4, a king, and a 2. So the highest one is a king. He gets 2. He got a 2. Gets 2 cards, should I say, and a 2. So that gentleman is temporarily down for the moment. And the next action is going to be this gentleman right off on the corner. He's going to take a shot right at that Ranger. And his first shot is a 10. And the Ranger's is a king. So he's good. And I think what I'm going to do, because I believe that guy up on the roof there doesn't have any clear shot on anyone from where he's at. The corner of the building is in the way. So what I think I'm going to do, the LMG's gone. I'm going to just bring these 3 guys around here, like so. And I'm going to call that the German turn. Oh, I love when I slam the table. Surprised only 1 tree fell. Anyway, let's draw a card for the Americans and see what they got. They got 5 actions. I think the first one I'm going to do is just with this gentleman right there. He's going to fire at that German again. See if he can hit something this time. A 7 and a queen. He misses. The other guy is going to take a shot. Is a 9 and an ace. So finally, this second ranger here just shot and finally took that guy out. And that was 2 actions. I think I'm gonna bring, let's see, where does that go? I'm gonna bring this guy up to the other side here. Moving in, that's 3. And then I'm gonna bring this BAR guy up and into the wood line here. And he's gonna open up with 2 shots up and into the windows there to see if he can hit one of those guys. He's got a 4 and a 6. 3, an ace, and a 9. So that shot doesn't go through either from the BAR. So that's 3, that was 4. I'm just going to keep the commander here, 5, and I'm going to move this guy up for 6. And that's going to be the end of the American turn. And we're going to go in to see how many actions that the Germans have is 4. I think, of course, right away the LMG is going to open up on the BAR here. Only makes most sense. 10, an ace, and a 6. A 6, he's got to beat a 10, and an ace, because he pulls 2 cards for soft cover, and the BAR is down. It's not looking good for the Rangers here, guys. But you never know in this game. I say there's quite a story that unravels as you go playing this game. That was 1 out of, what did I say? I think, oh no, that was 1 out of 10. I think these guys over here are going to move up again. I'm going to move this tree out of the way. Let me just lay it down because it's going to fall, of course. And I think I'm just going to move this guy here, and this guy here. Of course, a big of my piece of my clump foliage came out. And I think they're going to stop there. And I think the very next thing would make sense just to hold them back is I'm going to have this guy hop down up off this roof. He's going to come over here to this corner, down off the roof. That's 1 action. And then he's going to take a pop shot at the Rangers here in the wood line. It's a 7 and a 2, which turned out to be a good play because now this Ranger's down. The Rangers are getting hammered here in this wood line. Okay, we're going to pull another card. Queen. So that would be 12 actions. I'm going to move... Actually, I'm going to fire with this guy first, I believe, at that guy that's over there. It's a 6 and a queen. So that was 1 action. I got 11 more. I'm going to move this guy up to this corner here. He's not on Overwatch anymore. And he's going to fire now. It's an 8 and a 6. So this gentleman now goes down. That was 2 actions. Oh boy, this ain't looking good. I'm going to bring this guy, I think, up to here for 3. 3 more actions would be 6, and then I'm going to have him go for 6 would be 10, and I'm going to have him stop right there in front of that building because he's going to assault. They can't really shoot down at him. He's got the cover of the building. And then when he stops, he's going to take 2 shots at these guys down here. It's an 8 and a queen. The first card's a 5 and a 6. So both of those shots go through. They're within 3 inches of each other. And I'm going to say I shot at the commander and this guy. Oh my God, I love knocking my trees over today. So just like that, it seems to be turning around. And then I'm going to keep the commander there. I don't have enough more moves. So we're going to stop there. The Germans are going to pull a card. 5 actions. And I'm going to say the first thing this guy is going to do right there behind the telephone pole is shoot at that ranger down there. And that's an 8 and a 4. So much for that ranger trying to get into that building there. Now I have another action. The LMG is going to open up. A jack. A queen. Wow. And a 4. He's in the open. Oh, he throws a king. Boy, he got lucky. Lucky. So that ranger right there just got very, very lucky. But I think what I am going to do is I'm going to pull this guy, my commander, up to here, to there. And he's going to take a shot at the gentleman right over there. He has a rifle. 1 shot's jack. And the German pulls an 8. So that German is now down. And oh, I messed up. It was still the Germans' turn, but they had nothing else to go. So, okay. So we'll just sit there. We're going to go back to the German phase. Kind of messed that up there. Yeah, they had nothing else left to do. So let me draw a card. Just to fix it. 5. I took 1 action already. So that's 4. I'm going to run this guy up to here. Sorry about that mistake, but I think that's fair enough what's going on. That guy goes there, and he's going to take a shot up and into the window. 1 shot, jack. They threw a king right away, but they get hard cover. 4 and a 3, so that's good. And then I'm going to run the next ranger out to here, and he's going to take a shot up at the window. He gets 1 shot, 6. They get 3 cards again. 2, a queen, and an ace. So they definitely beat all those. And I think the commander maybe. Oh, he already moved and shot, so that's that. So now we're back to the German turn. To jack. The LMG is going to open up on the guy down below. It's an 8, a 7, and a 3. He's in the. He's got some soft cover there, so he gets 2 cards. It's a queen and a queen. So that shot doesn't go through, and they're pretty much done for all their actions. So back to the Americans. They draw an ace. They have 1. And I think what I'm going to do is get this one guy into some cover here. He's going to get ready to go into the building. He's safe there. And that's it. We're going to go back to the Germans. They get 2 actions. Going to open up with the LMG and the guy in the open. 10, 5, and a joker. So we're going to stop right there. Nothing happens. Morale test is no one's out yet. But we're going to pull some cards for the Germans. We're going to start with the first 2 up there. First one's dead. Second one's up. So this guy's dead. This guy's getting back up. Now we're going to test for over here. We got 3 guys down. First card's dead. Second card, he's up. Third card, dead. So the commander's out. The other guy's good. We're going to put those guys down there. This guy gets back up. So he's good now. I think that's everything for them. First guy here for the Americans. He is dead. Next card for the gentleman right here. He gets up. Next guy next to him, the BAR. He's dead. That's not good. Losing some firepower on the squad there. And then the only other ranger is that guy right there, and he is up. And he is doing fine. So we're going to set this ranger back up. I'm actually going to turn him. Now we need to pull a card for morale. See our for Moda, not morale, but see who goes first. It's going to be the Germans. And they get another joker. So now we need to test for morale. The Germans are down -1 because of so they're going to need a 4+ to stay in the game. And the card that they pull is a 9, so they're okay. And the Americans got a +1, so they need to beat a 1, and they draw an 8. And if you don't, my commander's still in. He's got a +1. I got 2 guys out, so that's only 1. Explain that real quick. And now we're going to go in and see who has the initiative for the next turn. You got 3, and we got a 7, so it'll be the Germans. And their last card that they pull is they're going to have 2 actions. I'll be right back. I'm going to have to mix up the German deck. All right, we're back. We got the German deck mixed up. They got 2 actions. I think the 2 actions we're going to take is this gentleman here is going to fire down the street at those guys, and that guy at the gas station or the garage is going to fire at that guy. So the first guy at the top there by the station is an 8, and the Americans draw an ace. So just like that, this guy's back down again. The other guy here shooting down the street, and his card is a 6, and the American card is a 7. So he's fine. That's the end of the Germans. Got to pull a card for the Rangers. They got 7. That Ranger right there is going to fire at that Waffen SS, and it's a joker. So just like that, we got to take a morale test again. And the morale test is -1. I got to beat a 1 with the Rangers. They got a joker. And the Germans need to pull higher than a 4, and they just barely pull it off with a 5. So that's good. And next we got to check for the Ranger that's down there, and he's dead. So this guy's out finally. And now we're going to draw cards again for initiative. You got a 10 and a jack. It looks like it's the Germans. And the Germans get 13 actions. I say this guy over here in the corner is going to fire down the street at that Ranger there. And he pulls a joker. So now we got to test for morale again. And the Germans drew first, so that's 3, that's 4. They draw a 9, they're okay. And then now the Americans have to draw, they need a 2 or higher. They draw a king. So everyone's still in it. There's no one to test that's down. See who's going to have initiative. 3 and a jack. So it looks like it's the Germans again. And they got 10 actions, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. That gentleman's going to fire down the street at that Ranger there. It's a 4 and a 3. So that Ranger is now down. And the next guy is going to fire at that guy in the open there. It's 1 shot, an 8, and a 2. So the other Ranger is now down. And the LMG is going to open up at this guy in the woods there with 3 shots. 3, 7, and a king. High card I got to beat king, ace, and that. So looks like he goes down, this gentleman in the woods, and that's all the actions for the Germans at the time being. Last card for the Americans is a jack. I'm going to have to shuffle the deck. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with the American deck shuffled. They got 11 actions. And we got 1 guy standing, so that might be a problem. I think I'm going to move this commander, though. I think I'm going to bring him down and over here behind that tree so he can't get hit with the LMG or the other rifle shot. Actually, it's a little bit more so he can't get hit. He's protected by the tree there from the long distance, I say. And his shot is going to be a 9. And the Germans is a 10, so that didn't work out for him. And that's really all the actions that the Rangers can do at this point. And I guess we're going to go on to the Germans' turn. They got 4 actions. And I don't know, let's do some melee. I'm going to put this guy, he's definitely going to reach him. And they're going to go right into melee. And then something interesting. He gets a 9 and an ace and a joker. Wow. Talk about get lucky. So he's going to back up. And he's going to back up 3. And now we need to test for morale again. The Germans are at 4. Or actually, the Americans pulled first. They're at 2 because of the commander. They pull a 4, so they're still good. The Germans are at 3 or at 4 because they lost 2 because of the commander, and they pull a 2. And it looks like the Germans have had enough and are pulling out of the town just with the commander. I guess they didn't realize how many guys that we had left. And but just for fun, let's pull the 3 cards and see who does what. That Ranger would have died. The next Ranger would have died. And the 3rd Ranger would have died. So, them not knowing what the guy's being down, it looks like the Germans decided to pull out of the town and give it to the Americans and come back and fight another day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Hit that like button, subscribe. It's free. And thanks for tuning in and watching Too Many Hobbies. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.